Kefalonia is the largest of the Ionian islands, with some of the most diverse and dramatic scenery of the region. From the towering slopes of Mount Inos to the haunted peninsula of Erissos, Kefalonia never fails to surprise. Around its coastline are innumerable beaches, some of which are amongst the finest in Europe. The visitor who is willing to explore will find not one island in Kefalonia, but many. Only 5 kilometres from the airport, along the rocky headland of the approach to the island's capital, is the resort of Lassi. The first resort to be developed in the island, Lassi grew around 2 spectacular sandy beaches, the first of which is Makris Yalos, or Long Beach. Tucked into the pine forests, which are a feature of the coastline, is Plati Yalos, a wide beach. Lassi is the island's biggest resort, with exclusive villas set amidst the pines, as well as more recently built apartment blocks. So close to the island's capital, Argostoli, the resort caters for locals, as well as thousands of tourists. Heading south is the Zakynthos region, the market garden of Kefalonia. Around Zakynthos, there are plenty of opportunities to escape the crowded resorts. Avithos Beach offers golden sand and a fraction of the crowds of Lassi. With no accommodation here, you'll need a car or bicycle to access the region. Not far from the Venetian castle of St. George, the attractive village of Spartia, with its colourful gardens and whitewashed church, is typical of the region. Overlooking the southern approaches to the island, Spartia is popular with dinghy sailors. Set beneath the limestone cliff, the beach is a good place for a quick dip. Further to the east, in the crook of the island, is the new and increasingly popular resort of Trapezaki, with its beaches and countryside appealing to couples looking for seclusion. The accommodation is small apartment blocks, dotted over the steep hillside behind the beach. Midway along the southern coast of Kefalonia is the resort of Lourdes. Based around the village with its central square, well and plane tree, this is an old Kefalonian favourite. Its dramatic limestone beach and chalky blue sea run for nearly 4 kilometres, which means that even in high summer, it never feels too crowded. In the southeastern corner is Kefalonia, a newly developed resort tucked into a green and fertile valley. Kefalonia has a long sandy beach and laid-back village feel that has tourists returning year after year. Although locals still fish from the harbour, Kefalonia is a village increasingly reliant on tourism. The protected beaches of Kaminia and Munda are where Kefalonia's colony of loggerhead sea turtles come to nest each year. The remote beaches have a wonderfully unspoilt feel. Scala is the biggest resort of the southeast. Accommodation is mostly small apartment blocks and studios. Backed by scented pine forest, the sandy beach at Scala seems to go on forever. Journeying around the headland onto the east coast, the landscape of Kefalonia dramatically changes once more. The popular resort of Poros is also a working port, where local fishermen still moor their boats. The resort itself has a pleasant 70s retro feel to it, with apartments centred around the port or running behind the shingle beach. Poros is popular with both Greeks and other Europeans. Travelling north through the Poros Gorge, the landscape becomes a patchwork of vineyards, olive groves and cypress stands.